He was just 25 years old, a new father, a twin brother. Officer Jacob Arellano's life was cut short this morning after a wrong-way driver hit his SUV while he was headed into work.
Yeah, he'd been with the Dallas PD for a little over 3 years. Our senior crime and justice reporter Rebecca Lopez is live at the hospital. Rebecca, this kind of loss hits hard, from the rank and file right on up to the chief himself.
Well, Chief Garcia was very emotional when he came here to announce the death of the officer, the young officer. But remember, Chief Garcia and the command staff arrived around 1 o'clock this morning when they learned that this officer was injured, and they were here to comfort the family and other officers. At one point, that officer coded and was revived, and it was emotional for everyone that was nearby. They were praying and hoping that this officer would make it through, but in the end, he died around 9:40 this morning. It's a somber tradition. First the salute, then the procession. Dallas officers escorted the body of Officer Jacob Arellano from Methodist Hospital to the medical examiner's office.
On behalf of the men and women,
An emotional Chief Eddie Garcia announcing his death.
of the Dallas Police Department, I want to express my deepest condolences to the friends and family of Officer Jacob Arellano.
Arellano was killed in a head-on collision by a suspected drunk driver.
Vehicle may have crashed into some 18-wheeler.
This is video from the scene just after the crash. Police say he was driving to work to the Northwest Patrol Division around midnight. He was on Spur 408 when the suspect, who was driving the wrong direction, hit the officer's vehicle. That knocked him into another lane, and he was hit by a tractor-trailer, causing his vehicle to flip multiple times.
He was reporting to work. Officer Arellano's name was called like it always does at the start of a shift. Only Officer Arellano didn't answer.
Chief Eddie Garcia says Officer Arellano's fellow officers were worried when he didn't show up to work, some not even realizing it was Officer Arellano when they responded to the scene.
Members of First Watch started making calls, trying to find out where their brother may be, only to find that he had been seriously injured.
Sources say the suspect was taken to Parkland where detectives had her blood drawn to check for blood alcohol content. They say it was 3 times the legal limit. Officer Arellano was 25 years old and had been on the force since 2019. His brother, also a Dallas police officer.
Please, tonight, I ask you to keep our department, our men and women in your prayers.
His family and DPD brothers and sisters in blue joined together to begin saying goodbye to their loved one taken too soon. The officer's family, his parents, were flown in from El Paso, and just as they got to the hospital, they learned of his death. It's just so sad and tragic, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, these men and women are willing to risk their lives, but not like this. Rebecca, we heard an officer on the skidder saying he saw a driver going the wrong way on 408, and then a couple minutes later, the crash happened. That has to be hard on the officer who called it in.
It is. It's very emotional for these officers. But remember, DPD's general orders do prohibit officers from chasing wrong-way drivers going the wrong way because it puts citizens and officers at risk. So they try other things like trying to get in front of the car. But in this case, it happened so quickly and they just couldn't do anything. And unfortunately, they lost one of their own today, Chris.
All right, Rebecca Lopez, thank you very much.